I'm gonna go ahead and keep it a buck and say that I do not believe 1 minute that they are going to have Wolverine in the new MCU, the new phase of the MCU. And the reason that I'm saying this is because, quite simply, they've fucked the pooch on this one when it comes to WandaVision with Pietro. And so I will not be hoodwinked once again. I will not be strung along once again. And that's kind of how the newest bit of news from the MCU kind of feels to me, with Hugh Jackman standing next to Kevin Feige and saying, "What a coincidence," after also retweeting one of Boss Logic's posters showing a black suited version of Wolverine. Yeah, I believe that maybe Hugh Jackman is going to be in the MCU, but not as Logan, not as Wolverine. And I am kind of saying this to do a reverse on it, like hoping the universe is like, oh, he doesn't want it? Well, I guess we're gonna put Wolverine in the MCU, because of course I would love to see multiverse. I would love to see the Fox X-Men come in, and like the good ones come in and be mixed with the MCU, or at least get revamped storylines, especially with the whole Loki situation going on, which I haven't made a video on yet, but I will make a video on it soon. I just want to finish the entire thing so I can get my thoughts across on it. But I would love to see that. I really would, as much as I would love to see a brand new version of Wolverine, but I would love to see the Fox counterparts coming in. But I just feel like they're stringing us along, because this is so on the nose, with Hugh Jackman standing next to Kevin Feige also retweeting a Wolverine arm. It's like they're just telling us without really telling us, Wolverine, I'm Hugh Jackman, I'm Wolverine, and we're gonna be in the MCU because I'm standing here next to the guy that created by far one of the greatest and most amazing cinematic legacies of all history. So he's basically spoon feeding us that, like, this is the direction they want us to go, but I feel like there's something else there. And with the whole Pietro thing in WandaVision, where we thought it was Pietro from the X-Men, from the Fox X-Men, and then they changed it on us and made it another guy with the same abilities, and he is a completely different guy, not Pietro, even though he looks just like him. Like, maybe they're doing something like this in this. I don't know. The variant situation is interesting. Like, that's the only real way that I could see them really pulling it in. Maybe they went with the whole Pietro storyline with WandaVision, without having it be Fox Pietro, because they really wanted to showcase Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, in the MCU, as that being the huge crossover thing from the X-Men side, instead of it just being Quicksilver. Maybe that's what they're going to try to do. I don't know. At this point, Marvel is so good at covering their tracks and misinformation and everything, that it just feels like there really is, it's really hard to speculate where these movies are going and what's exactly going to happen, because they try to hide everything. Like, if you can find a good source as to what this movie is going to be about, like any of these movies going to be about, the MCU movies, and they're being reliable and they're giving you actual leaks, then I would imagine that Marvel would probably shut down those leaks as soon as possible, probably copyright your video. Same thing that's happening over there on World of Geekdom with the whole Matrix leaks. If it was a situation like that, they would probably hammer down, and then that's when you know you actually have something. But again, Marvel is so good at covering their tracks, even when some of their actors like showcase or like spill the beans on things, specifically Tom Holland. They spill the beans on what's going to happen. Mark Ruffalo does the same thing as well. I don't see Hugh Jackman being that type of guy, and this is just so on the nose. I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Is Hugh Jackman going to be in the MCU as Wolverine, or is this misdirection at its finest? Let me know in the comment section below. This is going to be Sunscape signing off. Take care, guys.